93% of seniors over 60 are eating at least one breakfast food that's secretly destroying their health. The worst part isn't the bacon or butter they're worried about, it's the so-called healthy options that are doing the real damage. Today's revelations will expose 6 breakfast foods that could be stealing years from life expectancy and reveal 6 alternatives that can actually reverse aging at the cellular level. The human body undergoes profound changes after 60 that most people never fully understand. The stomach produces about 40% less digestive acid than it did at 30, making protein digestion increasingly difficult. The pancreas becomes sluggish, taking twice as long to release insulin after meals, which means blood sugar stays elevated far longer than it should. Kidney filtration drops by nearly 1% each year past 40, meaning the body struggles to process certain nutrients and compounds that once passed through easily. The liver, which processes everything consumed, loses about 30% of its mass and blood flow by age 70. These aren't signs of illness, they're natural adaptations of aging, but they completely change how breakfast foods interact with the system. What nourished the body at 40 might slowly poison it at 65. Consider what happens when someone over 60 starts their day with instant oatmeal sweetened with honey, a breakfast recommended by countless health magazines. The industrial processing strips away most beneficial fiber, leaving rapidly digesting starches that convert to glucose faster than the aging body can handle. Within 15 minutes, blood glucose surges higher than if they'd eaten candy. The struggling pancreas releases insulin too slowly, allowing glucose to remain elevated and damage blood vessels. Martha from Cleveland ate instant oatmeal with honey every morning for 12 years, thinking she was making the healthy choice. Her energy would crash by 10 o'clock, hands trembling slightly, desperate for more carbohydrates. When she finally tested her blood sugar after breakfast, the reading was 240, dangerously high. Switching to steel-cut oats cooked slowly with cinnamon and topped with walnuts stabilized her mornings within 2 weeks. The transformation was so dramatic that her doctor reduced her diabetes medication. But instant oatmeal barely scratches the surface of breakfast deceptions. Commercial granola, marketed as wholesome and natural, often contains more sugar per serving than chocolate cake. Those crunchy clusters everyone loves are typically held together with corn syrup, honey, and brown sugar simultaneously. A single bowl can deliver 45 grams of sugar, overwhelming an already struggling metabolism. The dried fruits mixed throughout are essentially candy, their natural sugars concentrated to dangerous levels during processing. Many brands add inflammatory seed oils that oxidize during baking, creating compounds that accelerate cellular aging and trigger joint pain. These oils, often labeled as healthy sunflower or canola, become toxic when heated to the high temperatures required for that perfect crunch. Robert from Phoenix ate granola every morning, proud of choosing something natural over processed cereal. His triglycerides climbed steadily despite exercise and weight loss. His nutritionist discovered the granola contained more calories and sugar than the donuts he'd given up years earlier. Within 6 weeks of switching to eggs with vegetables, his triglycerides dropped by 90 points and his morning joint stiffness disappeared. Pekia, those convenient breakfast bars seniors grab when rushing to appointments? They're often worse than candy bars, combining processed grains, multiple forms of sugar, and artificial preservatives that accumulate in aging tissues. The protein they advertise comes from cheap soy isolates processed with industrial solvents that leave residues behind. These bars can contain 25 or more ingredients, many unpronounceable chemicals that interfere with medication absorption. For seniors taking blood thinners, statins, or blood pressure medications, these artificial additives can alter drug metabolism unpredictably. Some studies suggest regular consumption of these processed bars increases inflammation markers more than eating actual dessert for breakfast. The low-fat yogurt phenomenon deserves special scrutiny because it represents everything wrong with modern food processing. Manufacturers remove natural fats that help slow sugar absorption and add thickeners, stabilizers, and shocking amounts of sugar to compensate for lost flavor. A single container of vanilla low-fat yogurt can contain 32 grams of sugar, more than a chocolate bar. Without fat to buffer absorption, this sugar floods the bloodstream within minutes. The artificial sweeteners in sugar-free versions aren't better, potentially disrupting gut bacteria that become increasingly critical for immune function after 60. These chemical sweeteners can also trigger insulin release despite containing no calories, confusing the metabolism and increasing hunger later. Sarah from Seattle consumed diet yogurt religiously for 15 years, convinced she was protecting her heart. Her bone density decreased steadily despite calcium supplements, and she developed persistent digestive issues. Her gastroenterologist explained that the artificial additives were destroying her beneficial gut bacteria, preventing calcium absorption. Switching to full-fat Greek yogurt with fresh berries resolved her digestive problems, and her next bone scan showed improvement for the first time in a decade. Fruit juice represents perhaps the most dangerous breakfast misconception plaguing seniors today. When fruit is juiced, all beneficial fiber gets removed, leaving concentrated fructose that overwhelms the liver within minutes. A glass of orange juice delivers the sugar of 6 whole oranges without any fiber to slow absorption. For a 60-year-old liver already working at reduced capacity, this morning fructose flood triggers immediate fat production, contributing to fatty liver disease that affects nearly 40% of seniors. The vitamin C argument falls apart when considering that commercial processing destroys most beneficial compounds while concentrating the sugars. Fresh squeezed isn't much better, still delivering a massive fructose load without fiber's protective effects. Some research suggests daily fruit juice consumption after 60 increases diabetes risk more than drinking soda. Yet millions of seniors start every day with a glass, believing they're boosting their immune system. The white toast with margarine combination remains surprisingly common among seniors who grew up believing margarine was the healthy alternative to butter. Modern margarine still contains trans fats, hidden just below legal reporting thresholds through careful manipulation of serving sizes. These artificial fats incorporate directly into cell membranes throughout the body, making them rigid and dysfunctional. The white bread itself converts to glucose faster than table sugar, providing zero nutritional value while triggering inflammatory responses that last for hours. This combination of refined carbohydrates and artificial fats creates perfect conditions for arterial damage, cognitive decline, and accelerated aging at the cellular level. The inflammatory compounds produced can trigger arthritis flares, worsen existing heart conditions, and contribute to the brain inflammation linked to dementia. But here's where the narrative shifts from danger to opportunity. The body's remarkable ability to heal and regenerate doesn't disappear after 60, it simply requires different fuel to function optimally. Certain breakfast choices can actually reverse years of damage, improve cognitive function, stabilize blood sugar, and reduce inflammation markers within weeks of implementation. These aren't exotic superfoods requiring special trips to health stores or expensive supplements from overseas. They're simple, whole food combinations that work with aging bodies rather than against them, providing sustained energy without the crashes, building materials for cellular repair, and protective compounds that fight age-related decline. Eggs prepared with colorful vegetables and cooked in real butter or olive oil provide complete proteins that aging muscles desperately need to prevent sarcopenia, the muscle wasting that affects nearly half of adults over 80. Each egg contains all essential amino acids in perfect proportions, plus choline for brain function, vitamin D for bone health, and selenium for thyroid support. The natural cholesterol, once wrongly demonized, actually helps produce hormones that decline precipitously after 60, including testosterone and estrogen that maintain bone density, muscle mass, and cognitive sharpness. When combined with spinach, tomatoes, bell peppers, or mushrooms, This breakfast delivers antioxidants and minerals in forms the body easily recognizes and utilizes. The fat from butter or olive oil slows digestion significantly, preventing blood sugar spikes while dramatically improving absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K. This combination keeps hunger at bay for 4 to 5 hours without the energy crashes that plague carbohydrate-heavy breakfasts. Michael from Denver switched from cereal to eggs with vegetables at age 68 after his doctor warned about prediabetes. His morning blood sugar readings dropped 40 points within 3 weeks, and he lost 12 pounds without trying, simply because he wasn't hungry between meals anymore. Steel-cut oats, when prepared correctly with the right additions, transform from blood sugar bomb to sustained energy powerhouse. The key lies in cooking them slowly with a pinch of salt and cinnamon, which helps regulate glucose absorption, then adding ground flax seeds for omega-3 fatty acids, chopped walnuts for vitamin E and minerals, and a small handful of fresh blueberries for antioxidants. This combination provides soluble fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria, producing short-chain fatty acids that reduce inflammation throughout the body. The protein and healthy fats from nuts slow carbohydrate absorption to a gentle trickle rather than a flood, maintaining stable energy for hours. The beta-glucans in properly prepared oats actually help remove cholesterol from the bloodstream, improving cardiovascular health rather than compromising it. Adding a tablespoon of chia seeds provides additional fiber and omega-3s, while a sprinkle of hemp hearts adds complete protein. This breakfast takes longer to prepare than instant varieties, but the investment pays dividends in sustained energy and improved health markers. Full-fat Greek yogurt with live cultures offers benefits that low-fat versions cannot match, particularly for seniors whose digestive systems need extra support. The natural fats help produce hormones, improve satiety, and slow sugar absorption from any added fruits, preventing the blood sugar roller coaster that leads to mid-morning crashes. The live cultures support gut health by repopulating beneficial bacteria that decrease naturally with age, especially important as stomach acid production declines, and harmful bacteria can more easily take hold. These beneficial bacteria help digest food, produce B vitamins, synthesize vitamin K for bone health, and maintain the gut barrier that prevents inflammatory compounds from entering the bloodstream. When topped with ground chia seeds for additional omega-3s, raw almonds for vitamin E and magnesium, and fresh berries for polyphenols, this breakfast provides calcium and protein in forms that aging bodies can actually absorb and utilize. The casein protein in Greek yogurt digests slowly, providing a steady stream of amino acids for muscle maintenance throughout the morning. Jennifer from Tampa struggled with osteoporosis despite taking calcium supplements for years. Her endocrinologist suggested switching from skim milk and cereal to full-fat Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds. Her next bone density scan showed the first improvement in 5 years, and her persistent hunger between meals completely disappeared. Avocado toast on sprouted grain bread might sound trendy, but for seniors, it represents near-perfect nutritional balance. The monounsaturated fats in avocado help reduce inflammation while providing sustained energy that doesn't spike insulin. These healthy fats also improve absorption of carotenoids from any vegetables added, multiplying their antioxidant benefits. Sprouted grain bread digests more slowly than regular whole wheat because the sprouting process partially breaks down starches and anti-nutrients, making minerals more bioavailable while preventing blood sugar spikes. The sprouting process also increases vitamin content, particularly B vitamins crucial for energy production and nerve health. Adding a poached or soft-boiled egg on top creates a complete protein source with additional choline for brain health and vitamin D for bones. This combination supports cognitive function, reduces joint pain through anti-inflammatory compounds, and provides building blocks for cellular repair and hormone production. A sprinkle of everything bagel seasoning adds trace minerals, while a squeeze of lemon enhances iron absorption from the greens. Margaret from Portland started eating this breakfast at 73 after years of cereal and skim milk left her hungry and foggy. Her arthritis pain decreased noticeably within a month, and she found herself completing crossword puzzles faster than she had in years. Cottage cheese with fresh berries and walnuts delivers a protein punch that helps maintain muscle mass while providing probiotics for gut health, crucial for seniors whose digestive systems need extra support. The casein protein in cottage cheese digests extremely slowly, providing a steady stream of amino acids for up to 5 hours, preventing the muscle breakdown that accelerates after 60. Fresh berries add anthocyanins and other polyphenols that cross the blood-brain barrier, protecting neurons from oxidative damage and potentially improving memory and processing speed. Walnuts contribute alpha-linolenic acid, an omega-3 fatty acid that reduces inflammation throughout the body while supporting cardiovascular health. The combination of protein, healthy fats, and low glycemic carbohydrates creates stable blood sugar that lasts all morning without crashes or cravings. Adding a teaspoon of ground flax and a sprinkle of cinnamon enhances the anti-inflammatory effects while providing additional fiber for digestive health. This simple combination takes less than 2 minutes to prepare but provides more complete nutrition than most people get in an entire day. Properly constructed smoothies can deliver therapeutic levels of nutrients in an easily digestible form, perfect for seniors whose appetites may be declining or who struggle with chewing certain foods. The key lies in using whole fruits rather than juices, adding vegetables like spinach or kale for minerals and antioxidants, including healthy fats from nuts, seeds, or avocado for satiety and nutrient absorption, and using unsweetened almond or coconut milk as the base to avoid dairy-related inflammation. A tablespoon of ground flax provides lignans that support hormone balance, while a scoop of collagen powder helps maintain joint health, skin elasticity, and gut lining integrity. Unlike commercial smoothies loaded with sugar and lacking protein or healthy fats, these homemade versions provide sustained energy without crashes. The blending process breaks down cell walls, making nutrients more bioavailable to aging digestive systems that might struggle with raw vegetables. Adding a handful of frozen cauliflower provides creaminess and nutrients without affecting taste, while a small piece of fresh ginger aids digestion and reduces inflammation. George from Chicago started making these smoothies at 75 when chewing became difficult after dental work. His energy improved dramatically, and his doctor was amazed when inflammation markers that had been elevated for years suddenly normalized. The transformation from harmful to healing breakfasts doesn't require dramatic overnight changes, though some people prefer that approach for faster results. The body responds remarkably quickly to positive dietary changes, often within days for energy levels, weeks for inflammation markers, and months for metabolic improvements. Blood sugar can stabilize within 72 hours of eliminating processed breakfast foods, while inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein can drop significantly within 2 weeks. Cognitive improvements often appear within a month, as brain inflammation decreases and stable glucose provides consistent fuel for neurons. Joint pain frequently improves within 6 weeks as inflammatory foods are eliminated and anti-inflammatory nutrients accumulate in tissues. Every morning presents a choice between accelerating decline or supporting regeneration, between feeding disease or fueling vitality. The processed, sugar-laden breakfasts marketed as healthy are particularly dangerous for aging bodies already struggling with declining organ function, slower metabolism, and accumulated cellular damage. The advertising claims of heart-healthy, all-natural, or vitamin-fortified mean nothing when the fundamental composition of these foods works against human physiology, especially after 60. Real nutrition comes from whole foods that humans have eaten for thousands of years, not laboratory creations designed for shelf stability and profit margins. Some individuals worry about the cost of healthier breakfast options, but many healing choices actually cost less than processed alternatives. Eggs remain one of the most affordable complete proteins available, while oats bought in bulk cost pennies per serving. Greek yogurt may seem expensive, but the satiety it provides means eating less throughout the day, ultimately saving money while improving health. The real cost comes from continuing to eat foods that accelerate aging, increase medication needs, and steal quality from remaining years. Medical expenses, prescription drugs, and lost independence cost far more than investing in proper nutrition today. Medication interactions deserve special consideration when changing breakfast habits, as improved nutrition can affect drug metabolism significantly. Blood sugar medications may need adjustment as glucose levels stabilize naturally. Blood pressure drugs might require reduction as inflammation decreases and vessels become more flexible. Cholesterol medications could become unnecessary as dietary changes improve lipid profiles. Anyone taking prescription medications should consult their doctor before making dramatic dietary shifts, not because the changes are dangerous, but because medications calibrated for an unhealthy diet may become too strong once nutrition improves. This represents healing, not harm, but requires professional monitoring for safety. Individual variations mean that foods affecting one person negatively might be tolerated by another, depending on genetics, existing health conditions, concurrent medications, and lifetime dietary patterns. Someone with severe insulin resistance might need to avoid even steel-cut oats initially, while another person might handle them perfectly well. Dairy sensitivity varies tremendously, with some thriving on Greek yogurt while others experience inflammation from any dairy products. The key lies in careful observation of how the body responds to different foods, keeping a simple journal of breakfast choices and subsequent energy, mood, and digestive responses. Patterns usually emerge within 2 weeks, revealing which foods support optimal function and which create problems. The question now becomes not whether to change breakfast habits, but how quickly to implement these life-extending modifications. Which dangerous breakfast have you been consuming without realizing its impact on your health? Have you noticed energy crashes, digestive issues, or brain fog after certain morning meals that you previously attributed to normal aging? Your experiences shared in comments help others recognize similar patterns and find motivation for positive change. Consider how different life might feel with stable energy all morning, clear thinking without fog, and joints that move without pain. Subscribe for more evidence-based nutrition guidance specifically tailored for the unique challenges and opportunities of aging. Share this information with friends who might be unknowingly sabotaging their health every morning, because small changes in breakfast choices can lead to profound improvements in the quality and potentially the quantity of years ahead.